Anyway, guys, welcome back to my I was almost quitting my YouTube videos because I was so busy past 2-3 weeks. Just wanted to give you guys updates. I didn't feel like filming videos for like 2-3 weeks because I wasn't in that mood, like talking to the camera. Also I was pretty busy, so I'll give you like pretty quick status update. So past two weeks, I put it in like 60 to 70 hours a week, maybe 70 plus. I was basically working from the morning until sometimes 9, sometimes 10, sometimes 11 one day. And also weekends I was like learning and studying. So it was pretty busy. And then finally, middle of last week, like today's Sunday, so middle of last week, finally I finished off one of the phases. So now I can kind of relax, and like yesterday, for example, I met up with a bunch of friends and chilled in English garden in Munich here. It's pretty nice temperature, like 28. At night it was 23. So that, and also I'm gonna give you guys like a few things that I'm excited onward in the future. Near future, because you never know what I'm gonna be doing 6 months from now, but 3 months ahead, I'm planning to go to Indonesia, Bali with my friend from Canada. So we are kind of coordinating, talking on the line about vacation. So that's exciting. 2 weeks. And then after that, probably I'm gonna start traveling, especially during the winter time. I'm gonna probably stay in Southeast Asia or Colombia or South America. Either way, it's gonna be like one place, right? So that I don't need to like suffer from this like depressing with cold weather. And in summertime, I think I'll come back to Europe, probably Poland, Russia, Ukraine. I wanna try those. It's more like not like 1 week or 2 weeks kind of vacation, but more like a month each or something like that. So basically I'm gonna be studying out, like I'm planning out my like traveling slash having adventures slash having a software engineering work or job, like remote kind of thing, so that I can maximize my time that I have on this earth. So I'm kind of pretty excited about it. This is like last phase of my dream, like lifestyle wise, and was pretty motivated to achieve this lifestyle where I can be a digital nomad, where I can work from anywhere I want pretty much, with like the key thing is abundance and freedom and flexibility that I can get in terms of where, when, who, how, and what. So it is amazing because when you are no longer tied to one city with like one office and one cubicle and one desk for entire year, or like in a few years, for some people like decades, you have so much more things you can do outside of your daily like stuck in the box kind of routine. You could spend, maybe you can work from like a beach, right? For example, not necessarily beach, but like you can live in a beach by the beach, and you can just take a walk to a beach, come back and work, or enjoy the weather or different cities or cultures. You can definitely leverage those if you can have those flexible remote kind of a job. And then that was my dream lifestyle. And onward, another thing that I'm super excited about is to be going all in on this investment portfolio, meaning that I've already been doing that for the past 2-3 months. Since June I started investing. I read this Tony Robbins Money Master the Game back in 2015 when I was a 4th year student. And then also I read other books like Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and other ones. Anyways, personal finance has been my passion, and I had been waiting so long before I could start investing. Basically, I needed to pay off all my student loan debt, like 60k, 70k total, right? 70k probably. So I paid off like that end of last year, and then I started earning money, like saving And then I was also researching it. Beginning of this year, actually I was researching and backtesting my portfolios. I was reading a lot of articles, and then finally I opened accounts and then transfer funds, and in June finally bought first like ETF shares, and the recession's coming 2020, so I'm like holding on to like cash much, and while I'm also investing in my algorithmic like automated investing trading. I'm a software engineer, so this is not my first time. Actually, I've done like automated programming for trading, also backtesting. Big data involves stuff like that. It's not just you can program code this that, not that. It's more backtesting, testing logic, testing from multiple data points and perspectives, and I've done that. So it's pretty accurate and a pretty solid, battle-tested, automated, kind of like, you can think of that as like, in Wall Street, they have machines that will make transactions, like multiple trades per second. Humans cannot catch up. You add that, and on top of that, you add a backtesting. Because if you automate logic, then you can backtest, you can test. Testing is the most important thing in the software, right? Same thing. When it comes to building an investment strategy, testing is important. How reliable and robust is this logic? In this market for a few months, doesn't say anything. But if you apply that logic to many years, in fact I backtested 10 years, and then it is battle tested solid one, and that's something that I've been doing, and started investing a lot. Right now I have a lot of money on my investment portfolio, and also algorithmic one that I trust for myself, and I'm gonna go all in once I go remote, or once I have so much more freedom in terms of abundance and finance, and then I can invest maybe 70, 80, maybe 80% of my income, net income, put it into investment portfolio. And in 2 years, I'm gonna have like 200K. That's my plan, and I think it's definitely totally doable. And that's the best case. Best case, 200K. 100K a year go directly into my investment, like in a bucket, and then you do that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then you're gonna have 200K, 300K, and at that point 200K or like 100K is like base. I wanted to achieve it within a year, and then with that like 8% annual return of 100K is what? $8,000. If I have 200K of 8% annual return, then that'll be 16K passive income. Then I'm pretty much like financially independent. That's a kind of thing that I can achieve in 2 years, and I'm super excited about it. So all combined, more freedom, more flexibility, and I can start traveling like in Asia, Colombia, and in Europe, and in Japan, of course. And basically, I can eat whatever the food, one of the best food that I want in during the time that the weather is the best in certain countries, and like I want to maximize the time, basically, because we are not eternal, right? So we're gonna die sometimes. So we need to live our lives like we might not live tomorrow. So that means you cannot take everything for granted. You cannot think like, I'm gonna work 45 years, the job that I hate, and maybe after 45 years I can retire. At which point you're 65 years old and you have less energy, you have less freedom, you have a lot of obligations. Now from 65, what are you gonna do? And that assumption, first of all, is not based on a pretty solid assumptions, because how are you gonna maintain your job or like financial source of income for next 45 years? Next 45 years, you're assuming that things are not gonna change, or you assuming that you're not gonna lose your job. But things are gonna be, a lot of more jobs are gonna be automated, so that means your job is gonna be at risk. Maybe every single year passing by, your job is gonna be more and more risk. Luckily, I'm a software engineer, and luckily I'm on the side of controlling technology, so in a super high demand, so it's not so much of a concern for me. And also if I work 5 years, then I'm gonna be completely for sure financially super independent. So that's good. So those are the things I'm pretty excited about, And the reason why I spend like 60-70 hours a week, like in the last 2 weeks or something like that, is basically I'm just applying a concept called front loading. Loading effort up front so that I can reap the reward later. So, you know, there's a saying called like reap the reward later. So it's kind of like a farming analogy, right? It takes time to grow like vegetables and fruits. So you need to reap rewards by taking advantage of time. So you put work in front, and then 6 months later you're gonna reap the reward. So that's what I did. And obviously, you know, I've been traveling, like, even on this full-time job, I've been still traveling like every 2-3 months, and it's pretty intense. You know, I'm going out of my daily routine, and then that negatively impacted my fitness. For example, my bench press PR record was like 107 kilos. Once I came back from like a 2 weeks vacation, it went down to 100 kilos, and now I'm finally 2 months after, finally I went back to 105 kilos. Yesterday I did bench press 105 kilos for 2 reps, 2 sets, and so it's you know, it's balance is important, but sometimes like it's, you know, sometimes like you need to live your life, something like that. But anyways, so that's all things that I have been working on. I didn't say too much about my personal details, obviously, and then things that I'm being super excited about onward. Today is like September, you know, but you know, I'm pretty proud of like, you know, what I have accomplished. From the beginning of this year, I set the New Year's resolution, wrote down those goals and bullet points in papers, and then obviously I have overachieved at this point. And definitely the biggest goal was actually getting a remote job and start traveling. And that wasn't part of my 2019 New Year's resolution, actually. It was like 2020. But I actually, you know, pushed this ahead because I realized, you know, maybe I could do it already. And so I did it, applied, you know, a lot of studying, you know, a lot of working. I don't talk about that stuff, like it's not fun to talk about or show that in the video, but yeah, I'm glad everything is going well. Definitely work smarter, you know, and also I work harder than most people, and that's the reason why I think I have been able to achieve a lot of things, like moving to Germany. That was like scary, and now I'm going to a different path. So I hope you guys enjoy, you know, that last bit of summer right now, and I hope to see you guys next time. You have like any you know, like recommendations of video topics, and yeah, comment below. I get those recommendations here and there, you know, once in a while, like, you know, here and there, but usually I'm like, you know, I've been so busy, so I didn't want to talk about anything in a video, and I was so focused on my personal life, my personal growth. You know, my life, my video YouTube channel is based on my life, and I need to take care of my life first before I talk about it and make videos about it. I don't want to make videos for the sake of making videos, you know, that is like, it's like not good, right? So I need to be prioritizing stuff. So hope you understand my, you know, where I'm coming from now. I'll see you guys next time, right? Bye bye.